Everybody, and welcome to JesC Transformation Strategies. Welcome to another Sunday Bible reading and study session. Okay, thank you to everybody who is joining today's channel to join in and to hear more about what God and the Holy Spirit speaks through me, and of course what the universe has bestowed on me and the talents and gifts. Today's topic is so important to you, and I feel like if you are actually facing a lot in your life and you are facing it especially towards people, then today you need to be listening attentively to the topic at hand. So today's topic, guys, is don't turn off your brain and make space for people who dislike you. All right, so I'm going to repeat it again. Don't turn off your brain, all right, and make space in your brain for people who dislike you, okay? Now, this is something that's very important. And I want to say is that the brain is literally the most important organ that functions to coordinate your whole being. So when you get your brain and your mind fixed and set to positivity, then everything of the negative side will not affect you. So it's very important to get this right, because this is where everything actually starts. This is where everything actually begins. Okay, so today we're going to be reading from Matthew, if you guys can open up. Matthew 10, verses 19. And then I'm going to be reading from verse 19 to 22. Okay, so it says that this is all about the coming persecutions. It says, when they bring you to trial, do not worry about what you are going to say or how you will say it. When the time comes, you'll be given what you will say. Okay? For the words you will speak will not be yours. They will come from the spirits of your Father, and that's speaking through you. All right, your words will not just come from you. All right, it will come through the spirits, and the spirit, which is actually the Father, would send that spirit to speak through you. All right, and to defend you. Now remember that people will hand over their own brothers to be put to death, and fathers will do the same to their children. Children will turn against their parents, okay, and have them put to death. The main verse, everyone will hate you because of me, but whoever holds out to the end will be saved. All right, now that's a key verse that we look in today. Matthew 10 verses 22. Everyone will hate you because of me. Because of who? Because of Jesus. All right, everyone will hate you, but whoever holds out to the end will be saved. Now you need to understand, firstly, we thank God for his word, that people are going to hate you. The Bible clearly says that you will be hated. So regardless if you are the most kindest soul, the best person ever, that has the most goodness and kindness that just carries on and overflows, you will still be hated. All right, but you need to hold on to the end to be saved, because Jesus himself was hated by his own closest. But did it affect him? No. All right, as I always tell you, is that his purpose was doing the work of God. His will was to do the work of God. That is why he was not affected by exterior matters and exterior things. And that's how we should be with us. So that is why today's message is, don't turn your brain off. All right, and making space for people that dislike you. Now, this topic is something that this week that came to my mind and to my heart. And when I heard about this message, I just thought to myself that, you know what, I need to speak it out, because this is something that's so linked to everything that we do. And your brain is actually the main organ that actually links to everything. Now, did you know that your brain is also linked to your gut? And that is why your gut is literally known as the second brain. So whatever happens to you, all right, now, you know, guys, I always use practical examples. So whatever happens to you, all right, and if it's something that's like of tension and anxiety, you feel it in your stomach, you feel it in your gut, you feel that scared feeling, all right. And then another thing is, when you meet somebody like the love of your life, you get those butterfly feelings in your tummy. So everything, whether if it's of anxiety or whether if it's of love, it all originates from your gut. So your gut is literally your brain. Okay, so whatever happens, it will affect this too, which is your gut and it's your brain. Okay, so the whole idea today is, how do I make sure that I got the right people in my brain? Okay, because I don't want to make space for garbage and for things that's going to actually alter my life and affect my life. Okay, because I want my life to be a reflection of who I really am, and that is what we're going to be discussing. So remember, as I said, and the women actually, they are very privileged because we have the gut feeling, and our gut feeling is always right, and God has blessed us with that, and it's for a reason, because as a woman we face the most. Okay, so did you know that the leading cause to anxiety, to depression, to anything, people pleasing, OCD, and every single thing of mental, it all starts with the brain? That is why when you actually have to buy tablets, we look at tablets that when people prescribe, especially when you go to a psychologist, but the psychiatrist is the one that prescribes these tablets. They will look for something to induce the brain, to give your brain the feel good hormone, all right? And they literally put those chemicals into your brain so that your brain feels good all the time, okay? Because when you have an anxiety attack or a panic attack or even a depression, that flashback just comes up. It's basically your brain that's actually fighting for survival here. It's looking at a fight or a flight mode. And most of the time is that if you cannot control yourself, you will need to use these antidepressants, or use these anxiety tablets, or use these sleeping tablets, in fact, just to give you that calming effect, so that that chemicals that's released from the pill literally calms you down. And I understand that it's actually good if you're sitting in a situation that you can't handle anything at the moment and stress has literally taken over. And it's not easy, trust me, I know that. So they will definitely give you this type of tablets in order to help you, okay? But that is why this channel, God has sent me to help you and to align you and to guide you in a way that will also calm your brain and to also make you feel the good hormones back again. Because every brain issue originates from the inner child. And I feel that your inner child has not been healed, has not been loved, has not been even hugged with the embrace of love. And that is why it's affecting you as an adult. And when you become an adult with responsibilities, that also affects you. So it's very important that you sit down, relax, have that relaxing period for yourself, because it's very important to heal yourself before you heal others. Okay, so as we know, the leading cause, it starts with the brain. Okay, now I don't understand why people are making space for people that's actually worsening your life, making you sick, making your body stressed up. Why are you making space for people like that? If you are actually making space for people like that, I want you to sit down and actually think about it. Why? Why am I allowing words, thoughts, people said negative things? Why I am allowing that to like sit in the file of my brain and ponder and overthink and get the better of me? Okay, and the problem is the negative thoughts. As I said, words is energy, and if you know the people that is speaking those negative words, you need to distance yourself. So you love them, you forgive them, you do all the good rituals, but at the end of the day, you need to move on. You cannot sit in a position or in a table where people are mocking others and talking bad about others. I can't personally sit in a table or a family gathering if you are actually mocking somebody else, because you don't know the other person's story. And regardless of who they are or what their status is, I feel like that's bad, that's mean. Even to sit in a table with the co-workers and they are mocking others, that's not right, because when you leave that table, or that meeting, you're going to be the next topic. So why put yourself in that? Okay, don't ever put your brain health at risk. Okay, don't ever do that. Your mental health is more important than anything. So make sure that the space that you allow for people in your brain and in your heart, okay, is the good people. All right. Don't play around. 2025, we are not playing around, okay? We want good things because we want to see the manifestation of good in our lives. And the way we talk, the way we do things is so important. So try also to set boundaries as well. Be straightforward, okay? There's something that's so important, and I was actually even smiling when I heard this, okay? Don't be like, when you buy those sardine or those tuna packs, okay? It's basically you are the sardine or you are the tuna fish, and you are stuffed in, okay? You are placed in there. Now, that's what happens when you don't use your talents, you don't use your God given talents, you don't use your God given abilities, okay? And also when you're a people pleaser, and when you feel that you know what, I need to get validation from others instead of myself, okay? And instead of being led by the Spirit, I'm going to get validation from other people. So you sit like a tuna that is stuffed into the can, in the tin, and you just sit there, and you actually closed up with the lid. And guess why? It's because you're waiting for others, you're waiting for other people. It's like, I remember one time we even did a group assessment for work, and I was just thinking to myself, like, some people are actually waiting for others to join in before they join in, and that's not actually good. I feel like you need to start and make the difference, and that is why I volunteer to start and make a difference, because I don't want to be like in that tuna, all right, stuffed in and just looking for others, and then only I'll join in. No, you need to set it, okay? So don't be locked in that comfort zone, because you're missing out in life, you're missing out in opportunities. As last week we said about your threats and your opportunities, don't be stuck here looking at your threats, looking at what happened to you and all the negative stuff, and forget about, what, you're missing out on the opportunities. There's so much good to happen in your life, but in order to get into the opportunity door and to open the door, you need to close this door. You need to close that threats. You need to move on from whatever that has happened, okay? So for today's message is like, you need to turn that brain off. For all the things that has happened, you need to shut your brain off, all right? And then you can move on, okay? So you also need to be a bit straightforward, okay? When you're straightforward and stern about what you want in life, your brain actually like goes with the flow. It literally follows you, okay? Your mind follows you. It's based on how you react, how you want things, okay? So a lot of people as well is still stuck in that tuna tin, because you are scared of what people will say. And I'm actually so surprised. I've actually seen adults who's even 50 to 60 and 70 years old who are still scared of what people would say. And I mean, like, you wasted your years. I'm sorry to say that, but you actually wasted your years worrying about people, because that is not going to help you. Did those people's validation actually help you and pay your bills? Nothing. So why be so focused on what other people say, what other people do? It doesn't make a difference to you. All right. As I told you, we cannot control everybody's lives. So if somebody's doing something that's not right, it's their responsibility. You need to turn your brain off to that. If you know that, what, smoking is bad, and you've seen somebody that you love, you care, and they're smoking, you can give them the word and say, right, you know what, I think smoking is actually going to cause you cancer, or it's going to cause you so many issues in life, and I think you should actually reduce it. And remember, guys, even in the previous channel, on one of my messages, I said that it's very hard to just stop smoking. It's very hard to just stop drinking. People say, like, just quit. It's not that easy. Once the substance has hit into your brain, and trust me, withdrawals are very difficult for whatever it is. It's never easy. But if you can do a head start and like reduce from 10 cigarettes to 8 to 5 to 3, and replace the urge to smoke with the urge to have a fruit, or the urge to have a vegetable, or the urge to have maybe a mini cheddar, or one of those chips, the Lay's chips or something, right? But make sure you also snack on good things, okay? Not on processed things. Then the replacement gets replaced with something good, and then that urge to do the bad things fades off. The habit fades off. But it all depends on your brain. How do you do it? Don't change for anyone, all right? Make sure that, okay, if you are the person that you are, you're a straightforward person like me, okay, and you don't really care about what people say. You can talk behind my back, I don't really care. Or you can talk about me in my own home, I don't really care. That is you, okay? That is the person that you are, and that is why I don't want you to change for anyone, especially for the two-faced people who pretend to be good and angels, but then behind your back, you don't know how they actually got that knife to stab you. So those are the people you need to watch out, okay? If somebody gives you an opinion about yourself and they say, like, you know what, you're so mean, like, you're so cruel, you're not caring, you don't care for me, you just say thank you so much. But things change, okay? Things change, literally. The government can change, the politics can change, the vet can change, anything can change. So don't think I'm going to be the same, okay? Because I can also change. Because at the end of the day, people shouldn't be so lenient and dependent on you, okay? That's something that a lot of people actually can't speak up for themselves. And I think that's a point that you can use. Just tell them that, you know what, everything is going to change. The economy will change. Technology will change. Technology will get updated. Your salary may change or may not. Depends, okay? Food prices can change, all right? Anything can change. Even your health can change. Nobody's guaranteed. Your hair can change, okay? Anything. So things change. So don't expect that I can't change, okay? Once you keep telling them, you actually try to manipulate their mind, and then they realize that they cannot use you as a tool to take advantage. So the whole idea today, guys, is don't ever allow anyone who dislikes you to take the most important part away, which is your brain and your abilities, okay? Now, you need to speak your mind clearly, and you need to know who's actually going to be in my brain. Who am I going to make space for? You know, the funny thing is, like, I don't know for anybody else, but we tend to remember negative things more than positive ones. And I don't know why it happens like that. Like, even for myself. Like, there's so many people that loves me, appreciates me, and I'm like an angel to them. And I'm literally like a second daughter. Because I'm literally like a daughter to many out there, okay? There's a lot of other people who's very close friends to me, and they know me as a daughter, okay? And they literally got sons, but I became like a daughter figure. And sometimes I literally focus so much on all the people who dislikes me and all the people who doesn't really want to join me, okay? And you get like certain families, you're just so high and mighty, they don't want to join because of your status, or because, you know, they see a potential in you and they get scared. So I know a lot of people are scared of me because I carry that fire, I carry that anointing, and I carry the strength of God, and I'm a living testament. And it's a shame that you cannot join me, okay? But every time when I think of that, I just think of Imagine Dragons' enemy, you know? I feel sorry, I feel sympathy, you know, that you want to be in the category of being my enemy. I feel really sorry for that, shame. But that is how people are. And you're going to get those type of people. But sometimes we focus so much on the negative side and the people that don't like you. And the Bible clearly says is that your own enemies will be in your family, okay? So we get so caught up with that, and we actually forget about the people who actually loves you, actually cares for you, actually do anything for you. You know, this week there was such a precious person to me. It's one of a nurse, and I feel like she just does everything. Whatever I need, she'll do it to her best ability. And even if I'm unable to even go there, but she still meets whatever needs that I need. And I really appreciate you so much, okay? If you do end up watching this video, you really mean a lot, because I literally know her from the age of 19, I think, or 20, and right till now. So it's like a long journey. and she's still being the most caring, compassionate person. And I feel if more nurses could literally learn this and get into this, it would be good for the hospitals and for the patients, you know. So as I'm sharing about my side, guys, the reason why I'm sharing it is because don't focus on the people who don't like you, who disagree with you, and just shut that person off your brain, okay? Turn that part of your brain off. We know what's happened. But another thing, you cannot repeatedly say that, you know what, this is what happened that time. And I don't know why, and I don't know why, and it happened, and it happened. And you keep on saying these things, and that literally fills your mind. And you repeatedly say it, and you know what happens? It becomes a habit. It's like smoking. If you keep on smoking, it becomes a habit. If you keep on doing something, it becomes a habit. Even if you keep on studying, it literally becomes a habit, okay? So by you focusing on all those things that I said, it becomes a habit, and habits are hard to break. That's one thing, especially negative habits. So it's important to rewire that brain. All right, and that is what we're discussing today. We need, in fact, even myself, we need to shut that brain off to all the people who disliked you, who hated you, and who thought that you wasn't good enough or you wasn't worthy enough, and also thought that you will not make it. Because look how far you came. Look how far you achieved your things, even if it's small things. But just look at the progress that you made. And if you are working and getting your own income, look at that. That's so amazing. And in fact, I'm so proud of that. If you have achieved something, well done. If nobody actually told you, you know what, well done, I'm personally telling you, well done. For you to come so far. And even if you had those mental breakdowns and you cried in your room and you had tears running and you had no parents to support you, you had no siblings to support you, you just did it alone. Well done, because that achievement means so much. Whatever that achievement is, you know, and the greatest achievement of our all is to be alive. Because when you're alive, you actually realize that you got something to live for, okay? Because there's so many people who actually wish to be alive and they're not living at this moment. Some are taken away by accidents, some are taken away by health diseases, some are taken away by sudden hijacking, sudden shooting, sudden murder, sudden rape case and torture and even human trafficking. So all these things just happen. So for you to be where you are, it's God's protection, God's guidance, all right? And you need to appreciate that as well. It's your strength, remember that? So how do you deal with somebody who dislikes you? There's going to be people that's not going to like you, okay? They're not going to like your potential. And as I said, they won't like you, it's because it's you. That's the whole idea. And it's because God has given you that talent. God has given you that blessing. God has given you that testimony. All right? Whatever operation you went for and you succeeded in it, that's your testimony. Just like me. So people won't like you for that. You're going to be hated. So you need to first understand, all right? We're just looking at tips of how to, you know, to understand and to heal and to move on. You're going to be hated. As I clearly read from the Bible, that you're going to be hated, all right? You will be hated. There's nothing wrong with you, okay? It's just people will hate you because you also now you're into the faith, you're into spirituality and everything, and they see potential, okay? Even if you're not so much as a Christian, I will say that you also will be hated, okay? You don't need to, as long as you know that God exists, okay? God does exist. But if you sit in a situation now, you're not a Christian, you're probably a Hindu or a Muslim, don't feel down about it, okay? You're still a human being in this world, and people will definitely hate you because you got that talent, you got that gift. But I don't want religion to separate us, okay? Because we all are one in this. So you need to understand you will be hated, but you need to set clear boundaries to protect yourself. So the boundaries is this line. You know when that song says, I draw a affirmative boundary line, okay? That's a song you need to play in your head as well. I think it's called Mighty Name of Jesus. I don't know who's the artist, but it's called Mighty Name of Jesus. You can just look it up. And yeah, I think one day actually I'm going to do that song as well, because I think I did do it, but I never get the chance to upload it and stuff. So yeah, you're going to be hated. So you need to set clear boundaries. Have that boundary line to protect yourself so that the words will be said here, but they hit the boundary line. So you can say the word, but it hits the boundary line. It cannot affect you, okay? It cannot affect you because you have the armor of God with you. You have the protection of God. So you can say the word, you can punch and show whatever things, but it will not hurt you because you are protected by the blood of Jesus, and you have the full armor of God, which is like the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, the shoes readiness to announce the good news of peace, the faith as a shield, okay? And the word of God as a sword, okay? I don't know if there's any more, but I'm just doing what's in my brain at the moment, okay? So it's important to know that. Set that boundary line. Have a boundary line against people's dislikes about you, against the words, okay? And remember that you need to say that no weapon formed against me shall prosper, no matter what the word is, okay? And karma will do a thing, okay? Then you need to seek support. So when you seek support, you can watch my channel, you can engage with my content, you can send me a comment at the bottom. I read the comments, I pray about the comments, and I look into it into a spiritual realm, okay? So whenever you send something, it means a lot to me, okay? So if you don't have any support, family, friends, whoever it is, even your own husband and wife, you can just pop me a comment there, and then as soon as I get the time, I will read over it. I will advise you what you can do. I will guide you, okay? And I'm here to support you, as I always say. And then focus on self-care. You need to still take care of yourself, all right? Even though there's so many things that has happened, but you still need to take care of yourself. You cannot stay not eating food because of so-and-so. That's ridiculous, okay? Or you cannot say, no, I'm not going to eat today because she spoke that word about me and I just don't feel like. Why do that to your body? Your body needs food, okay? Your body needs the nutrients. So you need to shut that person off completely, okay? So the hack into your brain is you need to feel less empathy for the deep value targets, okay? So if you know that this target is bad for you, okay, the person that spoke and repeatedly spoken, that's more like an emotional abuse to me, you need to shut the person off. So every time when something is said, that brain part must just go off, okay? It's like clicking it off, all right? It's like a light bulb. You switch it on for good ideas, positive ideas, and then whenever you hear like negative things, you switch it off, okay? So what I do basically, I just say like silence about it. I don't really talk about it. If this person is not worth my energy, I don't waste my time. I just say like, I leave it to karma. That's how it is, okay? I know it's not easy, but yeah, we all are trying something, but at least we are trying. They're not trying, okay? And then also another thing is like, I know when you have to say that I dislike this person or I hate this person, okay? Especially hate is a big word. But I feel like what you need to do is you need to tell your brain that, you know what, I don't feel comfortable with this person. Or you need to tell your brain that, you know what, when this person is around, we don't feel comfortable. We as a body, we don't feel like this person is engaging with my energy. The vibe is off, you know? I just don't feel comfortable being around you. And they also say that bad company ruins good character. So if you decide that you don't want to join so-and-so, like in a school, it's okay. All right? You don't need to be forced to join those cousins, those aunties, those uncles, or those co-workers. All right? I know for work it's a bit difficult because you have to engage with them because of your delegation duties. But for other things, you don't need to. All right? You can just like mute conversations if you have to, and if you're strong enough to block, delete, then yeah, do whatever is best for you. Okay, do whatever is best for your health. Prioritize your mental health. Protect your mental health, because you don't want to end up in a situation where you will have to go for ongoing counseling, and then a counselor will actually tell you this, okay? But it's actually a good thing as well, because it's good to seek validation as well from a counselor if you're struggling. And definitely the counselor will tell you to practice mindfulness, practice whatever I'm telling you, they will also tell you the same thing, Okay. And yeah, and then it becomes like that. And then sometimes if it's too hectic and if it's affecting like your sleep, then they will prescribe things like anxiety tablets or antidepressants and things like that. But where did all of this originate? It's from your brain. That's the thing. So you need to know what is entering into your brain. What are you making room for? That's the most important point. And practice mindfulness. Focus on people that actually loves you. And if somebody has actually moved on and doesn't want to have anything with you, or they just say that, you know what, I'm not comfortable to see you, or I'm not comfortable to visit you, and whatever the sad story is, it's okay, because life moves on, and I'm pretty sure that it's time for you to move on now. Okay, so draw that boundary line and say bye-bye, because you need to shut your brain off to all those who dislike you. All right, I don't want you to make space for them in your brain. And you need to shut all the people that you think, all right, you'll have the gut feeling that they're against you, or they feel not so supportive because of who you are. All right, they fear you. Okay, and then you just start glowing. As you know, guys, my phrase, even on my WhatsApp status, I think the WhatsApp bio thingy, is success and glowing is my ultimate best revenge. That's it. Success and glowing is my ultimate best revenge. I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to fight with you. I don't need to do anything. Once you see me successful and you see me glowing as I always glow, all right, that's it. That speaks louder than anything, because what that means is that I'm not affected by you. I forgave you. I moved on, and I don't need to worry about what happens to you, because you're not my responsibility, you know? So we need to get into that. It's very, very important. So once we have that mindset, it helps you. It helps like how you talk to people, how you engage with others. Okay, so don't focus more on the people that dislike you, and then you end up forgetting all the good people that actually love, support, and care for you. Try to write this in your diary. All right, all the people that actually like you. All right, and all the good things. What attracts you to them? And then every single day, when a negative thought comes of like who doesn't like you, you go back to your diary, and then you say like, you know what? Yeah, but so and so actually likes me. So and so actually appreciates me. I just only gave her one card. I just gave her one present. But like, look at that. Look at that effort. Look at that smile. Look at that tight hug that they actually gave me. And that will actually try to dominate in your mind. And then you actually think to yourself, you know what? I'm worthy. I'm definitely worthy. I'm loved. Because if she loved me or he loved me, that's enough for me. And especially if you are in a relationship, things change. If you know the partner really loves you and he goes out of his way for you and he does everything, I feel like that love dominates every single other love. Why should you have so many other friends and then you don't focus on your real true love? It's good to have friends, but see where your focus is as well, you know? And you know, the thing is, sometimes when you're in a relationship, things change. So you need to also sacrifice and look on both sides, okay? So that's another point as well. Don't bring in all that garbage and whatever happened into your relationship, into your family, especially if you got children. That repeated generational cycle should be cut and broken. We don't want our kids to be thinking about those stories, that what happened before. We want to set that royalty family, and remember, it all starts with you. Okay, so thank you guys for listening to the message today about how to turn off your brain and make space, all right, for yourself. But turn off your brain and make space not for all the people that actually dislike you. Okay, why are they sitting in your brain? That's what you need to look at. So make sure whenever the comment is coming, the opinions are coming, make sure that your brain is just turned off. Okay, and then for all the good people that literally supports you, that helps you, that motivates you, the brain is on for them. Okay, but the brain is off for all those people. All right, you need to make sure of that. The more you practice, the more it becomes a habit, and the more it becomes you. It becomes your character. So you basically need to realize that don't have your brain on for people that literally mistreat you, abuse you, the people that actually hurted you and abused you. All right, Why is your brain literally on for this type of people? Literally. So the whole idea is this. Why the message is don't turn off your brain and make space for someone who dislikes you. It means that you should continue being you, continue glowing, continue being successful. And to all of the opinions that actually hurted you and took you out of your purpose, you need to make sure that you don't entertain that. All right, that is where at that part you know that I'm not going to be entertaining those type of people. Okay, but don't stop shining and being you. That's the whole idea. Don't ever stop being open and straightforward just because of somebody. No, you don't need to turn off yourself for anyone. Make sure that whoever is supposed to be with you, you have that glowing light on always. Make sure that light shines brighter and brighter so that they get dim. Okay, and whatever is not aligned in your life, you cut it off, you move on, because that's the only way that you're going to actually move on from all of this. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for hearing the message, and I pray that you'll be blessed and have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and make sure that whoever is in your brain, make sure you make space for good people. Make sure you make space for people that add to you, okay? Because your brain and your gut is so important, so you need to take care of it. As much as you can take care having the omega-3s, the fatty fats, all the good oils, saturated oils, but you also need to take care as well physically and mentally to make sure that no blood-sucking vampires get in the way of your destiny, get in the way of you, okay? And I wish you all of the best for this week and for this month as well as we enter to May. May God's blessings be upon you. Pray for a successful month, okay? A glowing month, okay? A month to be financially blessed, all right? And also whatever needs that you need to be met, may be met during this May, okay? Have your mind focused on Jesus. Have your mind focused on yourself, and try not to be distracted by all of these other things that are happening. And remember, guys, also wanted to say, whoever is like celebrating birthdays and stuff for the week and for the month, God bless you. Happy birthday, happy anniversary, and good luck to all those who are like getting married and all that stuff, all these exciting things, or having a baby. Pray God's blessings over you guys, okay? And also I want to say that thank you to everyone who engages with the content. I'm also on TikTok now, so I will actually have the link in my bio. You can kindly click on that, and I might just put something down here so you can just see as well. So I am on the TikTok. If you can kindly also watch me on TikTok, all my videos are there, especially short videos are there, just to summarize, but the YouTube is more longer, okay? So watch the videos, be inspired, share to people, everybody just engage in it, and let's fight this together, okay? Let's be into the spiritual realm of divinity, of peace, of love, okay? And we can do this together, all right? But remember, everybody has to be involved. So guys, you can watch me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm also on there, and WhatsApp as well. I'm also on there. So it's on all the social media platforms, because we are spreading the good work of Christ. We're also spreading positivity. We want to put all the good things in the world of shame, of defeat and fraud and corruption. So I want to sprinkle all the goodness and kindness there, okay? So please watch, engage, share, like, subscribe. You know the thing, okay? Thank you guys, and God bless, and love to all. Be safe and be good. Bye guys. Stay tuned to JesC.